Welcome to our second day of our 21-day yoga reset. I'm so happy that you're here. So clear up your space, slip into something comfortable, and let's get started. Okay, so we're starting seated. We'll do some breathing. So today we're going to start with the breath. The breath is really important. As we all know, without breath we'll be all dead. But how can we breathe in yoga to make us even better? I'm going to do this practice sitting up, but if you want you can do it lying down. What we do is very basic breathing understanding. We're going to be breathing into our belly and breathing into our lungs. Okay, and the idea is to get more breath. Because more breath you have, more alive you feel, more energy you get. So if you're breathing very shallow, you don't get enough, and therefore you're kind of running on very low. So if you get more breath, you feel more alive and more present, and you get more energy. It's very simple. To start with, I'd like you to place one hand on the rib cage and the other hand on your belly. Whether you're sitting up or lying down, doesn't really matter. Just be comfortable. Try to keep your spine long and straight. I'm starting with my belly here. I'm going to keep my hands where they are just to signalize for myself that I'm focusing my attention on one part at a time to begin with. So to begin with, I'm going to breathe into my belly. My hand, which is on the ribs, will stay as it is. There will be hardly any movement in my rib cage. Let's start. I'm going to breathe through my nose, both in and out. I'm going to breathe through my nose into my belly. And then exhale through my nose from the belly. And as you may see, my hand, which is on the belly, is moving. So the belly expands with the inhalation and settles down as I exhale. Let's do a few more. And you notice that naturally as you do so, the breath becomes a bit longer. Okay, so now let's change it. I'm going to keep my hands where they are, only now I'm going to focus on my rib cage. So as I breathe in, still through the nose, my ribs will expand. And as I breathe out through my nose, the ribs will sink down. There might be some movement in the belly, but the focus is on the rib cage. So inhale into the ribs and exhale from the ribs. And keep doing that. Just a few more. And last one, breathing in into the ribs and releasing the rib cage down. Okay, let's just relax for a second. So whether you're sitting up or lying down doesn't really matter. You just want to kind of decide to where to direct the breath, whether it's to the belly or to the rib cage. Of course, we don't have lungs in the belly, but we have a diaphragm that kind of sits roughly here. And when the diaphragm, in its natural state, being like that, when the diaphragm moves down for you to breathe in, it kind of pushes down into your abdominal organs, and therefore the belly pushes forwards. So the movement of the belly forwards with the inhalation is a good sign that you're using your diaphragm to breathe. When the diaphragm goes up as you exhale, the belly pulls back in. So that's the natural calm state of breath. It's inhale like that and exhale like that. Okay, we are kind of used to breathing into the ribs, and if you say to someone take a deep breath in, they usually go like that. But really that's quite strenuous. It's better to breathe into the belly. But here we're doing both to get more breath in. So let's do both. I'm still breathing in through my nose, both in and out. Only now I'm going to make the breath longer. I'm going to start to breathe into my belly and then carry on breathing into my ribs. I'm going to start breathing out from my belly and then release the rib cage down. This gets easier as you practice it. It might be a bit hard to understand to begin with. It might not work to begin with. Just keep working with that. It will get easy and just natural. So let's begin. Let's take a normal breath in and breathing out. Then breathing into my belly. Then my ribs, then breathe out from my belly, then the ribs. And keep going. There's a natural kind of feeling of expansion as you breathe in, even sitting taller. And as you exhale, there's a slight release down. Just a few more. And last one. Okay, then relax again. Alright, so that's our breath. We can choose to breathe into the belly. We can choose to breathe into the ribs. We can choose to breathe into both. It's up to you to decide, and it depends on what you're trying to achieve. If you want to stay calmer, more relaxed, just breathe into the belly. If you really need of quick energy, breathe into your ribs. If you want to stay kind of calm but active, breathe into both. Alright, we'll do more breath work later on in this 21-day series. We'll talk about different types of breath or pranayama, as they're known in yoga, kind of Ujjayi pranayama, Bhastrika pranayama, Kapalabhati pranayama. There's more coming up, so stay tuned in, obviously. And don't forget to subscribe and set the notification now, so you know when the next one is coming up, because there's exciting things ahead. For now, let's start to move. So we started lying down today. So if you're already on your back, just stay there. If you're not already there, let's release onto the back. I got my feet on the floor, so my back is relaxed. My arms are by my side. I'm going to slowly start to move here. To begin with, reaching the arms behind. I can hook my thumbs here or not. Whether your fingertips, your arms can touch the floor. Almost, just do what you can. Let's take a breath in here. Full breath. And as you exhale, start to reach your arms back. So as my arms reach back, I'm aiming to flatten my back into the floor. I'm not arching here. I'm pressing my back flat into the floor, which means my core muscles are active here. So if my back is arching, my core muscles are not engaging, so there's kind of squishy belly. And as I flatten my lower back into the floor, now my core is switched on. So I'm extending while keeping my core switched on, and then slowly start to extend the legs. There's a good chance you will be arching your back a little bit here because of this position of the legs, but as best as you can, try to keep your back flat, even if it means slightly bending your knees. Let's take a deep breath here. And once more with the exhalation, extending the arms and the legs away from each other. And if you notice here, my feet, my toes are pointing down towards my shins and not down towards the floor. If they point down towards the floor, that will make my back arch and my belly to push forward. It will shorten my back. I don't want to shorten my back, I want to lengthen it. So I'm going to point my toes towards my shins, then my back stays long. Let's do one more breath here. And with the exhalation, one more extension. So reaching fingers, toes, spreading. Take another breath. And let's hug both legs in. Okay, so using your hands on your legs, press the thighs into your belly and gently rock a bit from side to side. We'll do a few easy twists here. So to begin with, let's bring the arms on the floor. I can have my palms facing down and my arms are out in a T. If there's enough space. I'm going to slowly, keeping my feet and the knees close together, draw both knees towards the right. Now as they go down towards the right, they're not touching the floor, they just go low, and I'm going to scoop them slightly up towards my elbow, right elbow. They're still off the floor. I'm going to take a breath here. And with the exhalation, come back to the center. Breathing in the center. And as you exhale, slowly both knees moving left. They go low but not touching the floor, and they scoop slightly up towards left elbow. Then come back to the center, exhale. Let's do it again, breathing in the center. Exhale, moving towards the right. Inhale, staying there. And exhale, center. Last time to the left, breathing in. Exhale towards your left. Inhale, stay there. And exhale, come back to the center. Now bring your feet to the floor. And lift your hips a little bit and shift your hips a bit towards the left, settle them back down. Lift your feet off the floor, and now both knees will move all the way towards the right as before, as you slowly exhale. Only now we're bringing them all the way down to the floor. So if your knees can't touch the floor, get your feet at least to touch the floor. Now you could use your right arm above your knees to keep the knees down. What you want to do is to keep your left shoulder on the floor to maintain this twist. Let's take another breath here. Another exhalation. And then release the arm, using your core muscles. As you exhale, come back to the center. And bring the feet to the floor. And we're moving the hips again. So the hips move through the midline towards the right. They drop down. Feet come off the floor. We're going left. Breathing in. And as you exhale, slowly draw both knees, both feet down towards the floor. On the left side, scooping the knees up towards your elbow. And then staying there. Right shoulder on the floor. Left hand maybe above your knees. So really noticing that feeling of extension through the chest here. And the twist in the back. But at the same time, remember the breath. So deep breath in, into the belly, into the chest. As the belly is compressed, it's harder to breathe into the belly. But be aware that you want to still draw the breath down and spread it as much as possible. Let's come back out. So as you exhale, find the core, bring it back to the center. And bring your feet onto the floor and bring your spine back to the center. Okay, we do some movement here. We're going to reach the hands and find the heels. And make sure your feet are close enough so you can touch your heels. And the feet are wide enough so they're at least as wide as your hips. Now here, as you inhale, I want you to lift your tailbone up, lift your spine up and reach your arms up and over. And as you exhale, slowly ease yourself down, release the hands on the floor by your side. Okay, we'll do a few more, so keep going. And what I really want you to do is try to move, to articulate through your vertebrae. So as you inhale, slowly lifting up, one vertebra at a time. And as you exhale, slowly easing down, one vertebra at a time. Okay, so a couple more. Inhale, slowly lift up, stretching the movement and the breath. And slowly exhale, lowering down, so belly goes down, ribs go down, or the breath comes out. We do it one more time, and this one will hold. So inhale, peel your tailbone off the floor, reach your arms up and over. Now keeping the spine up, bring the arms underneath you. So you kind of rock a bit from side to side, get your shoulders towards each other underneath you, and interlock your fingers if possible. Pressing your arms into the floor, elevate your hips. Now this is great for your glutes, for your hamstrings, to get some strength. If you want to, you can lift your heels off the floor and kind of push the feet until your chest gets closer to your chin. Don't overstay. If you need to come out, that's absolutely fine. If you can, stay here a bit longer. If you're feeling fairly strong today, you can bring the feet a bit closer together and then maybe send your right leg up. So you can kind of point for the toes or point the toes down, point for the heel. It's completely up to you. Just try to keep your right leg as straight as possible. And then switching, so right foot down and left leg goes up. So as you can see here, I'm kind of doing something between pointing and pulling back. So I'm doing flexion with my foot and I'm pulling my toes backwards. Then slowly ease it down, undo your hands and ease yourself onto your back. Let's have the legs in one more time. Okay, so you might want to rock and roll here, but if you are not really happy with rocking and rolling, you can rock from side to side. So rocking from side to side this way. Just move a bit from side to side, easing up your spine. If you want to rock and roll, you kind of swing your legs coming up and rolling back. So rocking forwards and rolling back. Doing a few of those. If you want to make it more challenging, don't use your hands. If it's too much, use your hands. Okay, just find your way. Eventually we'll come up to sitting, so whenever you're ready, rock or roll, bring yourself up to sitting. And we're taking a moment here. So sitting up again. Let's just move for the neck and the shoulders, so sitting tall in any comfortable way. Okay, so cross-legged is fine, sitting on your heels, absolutely fine. Sitting on a block or a cushion. If you're kind of just starting with yoga, you will probably find that when you sit on the floor, kind of the body goes like that. Because the back can be straight, the hips are a bit tight. So the kind of rule of thumb is you want to sit on something as high as your knees are from the floor now. So if my knees will be high, this is how high my seat should be. If your knees are low, this is how high your seat should be. If you're comfortable, maybe you don't need to sit on elevation. So you decide, just be comfortable. Place your hands on your thighs, close to your hips, and start to roll your neck. Now as you roll, I want you to still think of the breath. So think of the breath into the belly, into the chest. Out from the belly, out from the chest, all going through your nose. Change direction. Just move with ease, come back to the center, and then roll your shoulders. So pressing the palms into the thighs and move your shoulders backwards. Good. Notice if your shoulders move together. Maybe you're kind of leading from one arm, maybe one arm moves more than the other. Level it up as much as you can, bring in balance to your body. And then rolling forwards. That lovely movement, like giving yourself a bit of a massage. Everybody loves a shoulder massage. Okay, and then relax, give it a good shake. And then shake your hands. Just imagine your hands are wet and you're kind of shaking off the droplets of water. Okay, so from here, a few easy twists. So I'm going to be the mirror here, so I'm going to call this my left. So place your left hand behind you, your right hand on your left knee or outer thigh, and just easily twisting to your left. While twisting towards the left, move your head. So looking as far back left as you can, and as far forwards and right as you can. And just keep moving your neck here. Noticing if there's any tension in the neck. And we're not going towards pain here. Very important to remember that. Never go for pain. You want to feel the stretch, yeah, but you don't want to feel the pinching. Okay, let's switch. Change sides, twist. And once you're comfortable in the twist, move your head. You might find that one side is easier. And let's come back to the center. Alright, so we'll go for a bit of a forward fold here. So extending your legs in front of you. You might still be sitting on the block, that's absolutely fine. You don't want to kind of hunch here and really try to get to your legs. You want your lower back to be as straight as possible, which means you want to bend your knees. So big toes together, toes pointing up, knees nicely bent. Let's reach the arms up and take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release down. We'll do a few of those. So sitting up, reach the arms up like swimming. Inhale, maybe even look up. And exhale, fold forward. Work with the breath. Inhale, breathe into your belly, into the chest. And exhale from the belly down the chest. Inhale, notice how the breath facilitates the movement. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, belly, then ribs, and then stay down and carry on breathing, of course. If you feel fairly comfortable, maybe start to extend your legs. They can be straighter. Sometimes reaching the feet is possible. You can touch your feet or your toes. Sometimes it just doesn't work, so you can use a belt. So if you were to have your legs straight, but you can't reach your feet, you could use a yoga strap or any kind of belt or scarf even, and you just use the belt to pull yourself in. Notice that it's not about pulling yourself from your arms, it's about extending yourself from your lower back. So it's not really important to touch your toes. Let's slowly come up. And we're going to slowly stand up. So place your feet on the floor. Now this might be tricky for some, that's okay, just come up in any way. Otherwise, place your hands on the floor behind you, lift your hips, and start to walk yourself in, and then we go into a forward fold. So knees bent to begin with. I'm holding my elbows, relax my head down between my arms. Just take a few moments here. And I'm still reminding you to breathe, so breathe into the belly, breathe into the ribs. And breathing out from the belly, then the ribs.
And maybe gradually start to straighten your legs. Finding more release. If your legs are straight and you're somewhere up here and you really feel intense discomfort in your back, I highly recommend to keep your knees bent and to try to get your belly and your thighs to rest against each other. That is so much better for your back. Let's take one last breath there. Slowly releasing the hands with the knees generously bent, tucking your tailbone under. Slowly bring yourself up to standing. Head is coming up last.
Standing tall. Let's come back to our breath. So one hand on the belly, the other on the ribs. Breathing into the belly, then the ribs. Then breathing out, belly, then ribs. And again, inhale, belly, then ribs. And exhale, belly, then ribs. And keep doing that. We'll link into what we did yesterday on our first day. So we do sun salutations or Surya Namaskara, which means sun salutations, but with the breath awareness. Belly and ribs, full breath in. Belly, then ribs, full breath out. Inhale, sweep your arms, expand belly, then ribs. And exhale, hands moving down from mid-brow center, contract belly and ribs as you fold. It's fine to bend your knees. Come halfway up, inhale, belly, then ribs. And exhale, contract belly, then ribs. Rise all the way up, expand belly, then ribs. And bring the arms by your side, exhale, belly, then ribs. So I'll keep repeating belly, then ribs for a bit. I don't want to annoy you, but the idea is for you to kind of drum it into your brain. Belly, then ribs, belly, then ribs, belly, then ribs, until it just becomes natural. And all we need to do is say exhale, inhale, and it just happens. So let's do it one more time. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, belly, then ribs, reach up. Exhale, mid-brow center, folding, hinging from the hips, contracting belly, then ribs. Come halfway up, inhale, belly, then ribs. Exhale, belly, then ribs, fold and step your right leg far behind. Bring the right knee down to the floor. As you inhale, expand belly, then ribs. And as you exhale, step forwards and fold. Feet can be together or slightly apart. Let's do the other leg. So inhale, come halfway up, expand belly, then ribs. And as you exhale, forward, step your left leg far behind, knee dropping towards the floor. Inhaling from the belly into the ribs. And as you exhale, step forwards and fold from belly to ribs. Come all the way up, inhale, reach the arms and look up. And bring the arms by your side. Okay, so no more belly then ribs. You do it yourself. I won't say it. I'm just going to say inhale and exhale. So breathing in. Hands together, exhale. Look up, reach your arms up, inhale. And fold all the way down. Maybe bend your knees a bit as you do so. Releasing down. Coming halfway up as you inhale, look forwards. Step the right leg behind, let the knee come down to the floor. Inhale, reach your heart and belly forwards. And now exhaling, step into downward facing dog. From dog coming forwards to a plank. And drop the knees on the floor. Lift your tail and your chin up, inhale, feel in the belly, the ribs expanding. And as you exhale, contract the belly, then the ribs. Rounding in. Do it one more time, tail and chin going up, inhale. But this time release the chest and the chin down on the floor between your hands. Take a deep breath here. And then lie flat on your belly. Pressing into the hands, coming up to an easy first cobra. And ease yourself down, exhale. We'll do two more. So inhale, coming up to another cobra. And ease yourself down, exhale. Inhale, coming up to a last cobra. Ease yourself down, tuck your toes and come back into hands and knees. In the same way, inhale, lift your tail and your chin up. And exhale, round it in. We do it one more time. Remember your options. As you inhale, lift your tail and chin up. Maybe lift your feet up, so activating your hamstrings. And as you exhale, press the feet, perhaps hover the knees slightly off the floor. Then look forwards, inhale, tuck your toes, and we're going into downward facing dog. So deep breath in, breathing out, heels towards the floor. A deep breath in, and exhale, look between your hands, and bring your right foot forward to the hands. Remember, you can use your right arm if you need to. Scoop that leg, bring it forwards, releasing left knee to the floor. Reach down hard forwards, inhale. And step forwards and forward, exhale. Bring the palms together, rise all the way to standing, reach up, inhale. And arms by your side, exhale. Let's do the other side, so breathing in. Hands to heart. Reach the arms, look up. Hands to mid-brow center, forward as you exhale, relax down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step your left leg back, knee on the floor. Remember, as you inhale, look forwards, expanding from belly to ribs. And as you exhale, step into downward facing dog. Wriggle forwards, drop the knees down to the floor. Lift your tail and your chin up, modify, breathing in. As you exhale, tailbone down, chin down, maybe hover the knees, breathing out. One more time, inhale. And drop the chest and chin to the floor. Exhale. Spend a breath here. And lie flat on your belly. Just one cobra, so go as high as it's right for you. As you inhale, come up. And as you exhale, ease yourself down and come back to hands and knees. For the inhalation, tail and chin going up, tuck your toes, and we're back in downward facing dog. Expanding belly, then ribs, breathing in. Contracting belly, then ribs, breathing out. Take another slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Bring your left foot to the hands. Assisted if needed, let the right knee come down to the floor. Expand from the belly to the ribs as you inhale. And then step forwards and forward, contracting. Palms together, rise all the way to standing, reaching up. With arms by your side, exhale. Okay, let's take a moment here. Calmly breathe. Reconnect the breath. Slow and steady breath. Last deep breath. And release down. Open the eyes, take a breath in. And bring the hands to heart center, breathing out. Inhale, reach your arms up, look to the thumbs. And exhale, split it forward, hands to the floor. Come halfway up, inhale. We're going to step the feet, so right leg, left leg, step to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And drop your knees down to the floor. So I'm going to sit back on my heels in Vajrasana. If that's not comfortable, sit in a different way. Okay, so we finished kind of where we started. We're sitting up again, and we got our hands in position. But if you prefer to do it lying down, that's fine too. So one more chance to look into the breath. Noticing, feeling, breathing slowly. Just keep breathing as I talk you through the next bit. The idea was that today was simple. The movement was simple. The emphasis was the breath. Okay, so the next bit is for you to just find your way to do it without using your hands, where you just can feel the breath moving through your body like a wave, starting from the belly, rising to the chest as you inhale, starting from the belly, rising to the chest as you exhale. It's as simple as that. It's so important. Okay, we're putting the foundation for the next sessions, for the rest of your life. Learn how to breathe. It is so important. So I'm going to leave you with this. Okay, so stay here for as long as you want to. And if you feel that you want to have a complete relaxation in the end, why not do it lying down? Okay, spend maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes lying down, maybe still working with the breath, or maybe just letting go. The idea is for you to really enjoy your practice, and I encourage you to keep practicing this breath throughout the day. So come back to it. If you switch your kettle on, waiting for your tea to be prepared, place your hands and breathe. If you stand outside, I don't know, maybe halfway through your walk, under a tree or something, stop, close your eyes, feel and breathe. Repeat, repeat, repeat until it becomes second nature. So I really hope that you enjoyed this session and you found yourself back into the breath. Even if you've been practicing yoga for years, these things are essential, and you can't overdo them. Keep coming back to these fundamental things. So I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel, to set the notifications, and to share this. If you like what you did, if you think that other people would like it too, please let them know. Share this on your social media platforms, share it among your friends so other people will come and enjoy yoga. Don't forget to tune into tomorrow's session. We've got another session and more things coming your way. Thank you very much. Namaste.